Sa Bhagava Samma Sambuddho Swadhato Yena Bhagavata Dhammo Subhatipano Yasa Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Dhammayang Bhagavantam Sadhaman Sasana Ime Sakare Yagara Arupite Abhipujayama Sadhuno Bante Bhagava Sujira Varini Bhutopi Pajima Janatano Brahmanasa Ime Sakare Nugata Vanaka Prabhuti Patidannato Amma Dandidaratam Nitaya Sukaya Arang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhan Bhagavantam Abhivadi Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhamman Namassami Supatipano Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Sangam Namami Vayam Buddhasa Bhagavato Bhagavatarama Garangaro Mase Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. So, very nice to see everyone. So please now, everyone here, everyone online, sit up well and cameras on, please, so I can keep an eye on you. So good posture, straight back, body and mind alert. And you close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, you leave behind all that you've been doing, thinking about, worrying about, everything. You put it all down and you leave it. And you determine now to do your best to keep your attention, to keep your mind here and now, at least while we're together. And we'll commence by bringing to mind the Buddha, reminding ourselves of our great teacher and inspiration, recollecting his perfect mind, a mind that was completely clear of any kind of defilement or corruption, and indeed more than that, far away from anything of that kind. A mind too of infinite compassion, a truly great and marvelous being, perfect in knowledge and conduct. Now, when anything reminds you of the Buddha, when you contemplate the Buddha, when you happen to see a Buddha Rupa, be inspired to do your best to follow in his footsteps and cleanse your mind too of all greed, hatred, and delusion. And embark on this journey with a mind of loving kindness, an open and generous mind, kind to yourself, caring of yourself, rejoicing in your merits, in your good qualities, and accepting too. And likewise to be kind and caring of others, to appreciate their good qualities, and to be accepting of them too. Now, before we go any further, let's just remind ourselves again of the reality of our human condition. That we're living a life which is subject to aging, to sickness, and to death. We're all of us getting older. We can become unwell or ill at any time. And every one of us will die. And so too will our friends, relatives, loved ones, everyone. So, let's do some work on our minds. Check that you're still sitting up well. And quite deliberately now gather and concentrate your mind. And direct your attention to your breathing. become mindful and aware of just how and where you perceive the breath. And keep your attention there, so that every time you breathe in, every time you breathe out, you know those breaths entirely. Now try to remain absolutely still and keep your mind just there with each in-breath and each out-breath, breath after breath. Whatever happens, stay still. Whatever you feel, whatever you think, whatever you're conscious of, just pay attention to it and let it go. Keep your mind focused, but when there's an interruption, a thought, a feeling, a desire, a sound, an ache, a pain, anything, just observe. As soon as you're aware of it, attend. Know it. Let it go. Come back to the breath. So please maintain your sitting just as you have been. Try to remain quite still and alert. And while I'm talking, all you need to do is to listen. So first of all, I'm sure that most of you are aware that we refer to the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha as three jewels, the triple gem. And like all well-cut jewels, these three have various facets. They can be viewed from different angles and understood in slightly differing ways. And the Buddha, of course, taught many different people with the ability to understand them and to adapt what he had to say to suit them. So we have a tremendous range of teaching, which, if we examine it, we discover kind of interlocks. I was thinking earlier today what might be said to people who are not Buddhist, what advice I could give to combat the appalling state that the world is in today. And what occurred to me first, what we might recommend, is first of all, sila, morality. And then I thought, love. And then I thought, wisdom. Now, these three are taken from different teachings that the Buddha gave. There are many lists, as you know, but these three are not a normal list. But we know that the Buddha spoke a great deal in praise of morality. It's an essential part of the Noble Eightfold Path, where it's expressed as right speech, right action, right livelihood. And then over and over again, the Buddha spoke of the 5 precepts. He named them in different ways, but always the 5. To abstain from killing, to abstain from taking that which is not given, to abstain from sexual misconduct, to abstain from false speech, and to abstain from alcohol and drugs. Now we look at the world today and we see people no longer valuing life as once we did. How many children are aborted? How many people are being killed in various conflicts? How much violence we see reported all over the place. And then, of course, there's the attempt to make assisted suicide legal. This is an appalling thing. To be born a human being is a great blessing. We speak of it as this precious human birth. And we should value it because it brings with it opportunities, not just material opportunities, which is what I suppose most people will think about, but the opportunity to develop your mind, your understanding, and ultimately to free yourself from the round of rebirth. And we see people not valuing what belongs to others, involved in all kinds of sexual misconduct, and lying seems to be just not thought much about anymore. Morality, the sila, is important. And then, of course, the 5th precept. Drugs and alcohol, a real scourge in the world that we live in now. Morality protects the sila, and those 5 precepts protect you from harm. You protect yourself and you offer protection to others when you maintain Sila. And goodness, there's so much harm being done. It's almost inevitable because the minds of all of us are unfortunately spoilt. The default position of the minds of all of us is greed, hatred, and delusion. And we struggle with these. And keeping the Sila protects you, and you protect others. And then where there is love, now the Buddha spoke first of all about metta, loving kindness, being kind, friendly, open and helpful. And then we have the four aspects of love: loving kindness, compassion, willing and wanting to do something to help those in trouble. Not just sitting and thinking about it, but there is a degree of activity to this. And then rejoicing in the merits, in the good things, the good qualities and so forth of others. And finally, cultivating a mind of acceptance. Our minds, the minds of human beings, are what are causing all the trouble. And while our minds are not clear, not clean, we're no better. Fortunately, most of us don't act on these defilements of our minds, and we seek to do something about them. Love repairs the damage. It repairs it within ourselves, and love that we offer others repairs the damage that is being done to others. It's important to cultivate love for oneself, loving kindness for oneself, because we are all damaged and being damaged by this prevalence of greed, hatred, and delusion. And then we come to wisdom. Wisdom in Buddhism means understanding the nature of things. And first of all, understanding what the Buddha expressed as the Four Noble Truths. And the first of those, of course, is suffering, understanding the damage and how damaged we are and how damaging we can be. Understanding the imperfect, damaged state of the lives that we live. Admitting to it. If you can't understand it to some degree and admit to it, you do nothing about it. And you find yourselves caught up in the whole process of causing harm. We are harmed and we harm if we're not careful. The Buddha spoke out about what needs to be done, what has to happen if we are going to be any better, if we can free ourselves from our troubles and live at ease, contented and happy. Essentially, the remedy is the Noble Eightfold Path. But of course, he added to it from time to time with the teachings on loving kindness and compassion. By pointing out the nature of things as being impermanent, unsatisfactory, and without any substance and nothing there that we can possibly refer to as me and mine and I. When we bring all this together and we do our best to remember it, we speak a lot these days about mindfulness. An important part of cultivation of mindfulness is remembering. This was the original meaning of sati that we translate now as mindfulness. Remembering. Remembering to keep your mind on the object when you're concentrating. Remembering the advice that the Buddha gave and doing your best to live by it. And of course, we're forgetful beings, aren't we? And when something goes wrong or something is done that we feel threatens us or goes against what we want, we forget what we've been taught and what we aspire to so easily. We have a wealth of teaching. There are so many facets to this Dharma jewel. Try to keep them close to you. Remember them. Reflect from time to time on the harm that is done, the harm that we all are inclined to do, and often do without thought. And we can't help it, because our minds are not clear of these defilements. And own up to that, and know it, and do your best to bring love into your life and into the lives of those around you. Be kind and caring, and appreciate that everyone has their good qualities, their good side, even if sometimes we don't see much of it. Or someone has been condemned because of something bad, something harmful, something unfortunate they've done. Do your best to cultivate your life and to free yourself and to contribute to this world that we live in a positive and blessing way. And that's enough for me for tonight. So we'll sit just for a moment or two longer. And in these closing moments, please bring to mind loving kindness, metta, for yourself and for everyone else, everything else. May you and all beings be well and happy. May you and all beings be free from all suffering. May you and all beings realize for yourselves the secure peace of Nibbana. Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivademi Swagato Bhagavanta Dhammo Dhammang Namasami Supatipanno Bhagavanto Savaka Sangho Sanghang Namami. So, thank you all very much for coming. Very nice to see you all. Have a good week, and I hope we'll meet again soon. Thank you. Good night.